All right, we're back on the pond project over here at the property. You guys remember this dozer over here? It's actually the Frankenstein dozer you guys nicknamed. We've been running it. It's one we put the military track frames and stuff on, new undercarriage. Got another 850 over here I've been running. Mr. Tucker, and then put some 30-inch wide pads on there, didn't you?
Yeah. Cleaned the windows.
Cleaned her up, we changed oil, belly pan plates. So I was running this one this morning, stripping some topsoil for this lake project. I'll show you what we got going on there in a little bit. Actually threw a code for an EGR valve. So I had Mr. Tucker go to John Deere and picks up a new one. We're thinking that's going to fix this. We're going to get it thrown in there and see what happens with that. Tucker's taking the bolts out of the other EGR valve over there. Get those unscrewed, unplugged, and swap it out. We'll probably have to calibrate this new one to the engine. So we've been stripping topsoil off this area here. Try to save it so we can regrow some grass there. This pond, you guys watched in the previous video, is leaking out the back of the dam. We actually drained it. It's all saturated and stuff. I don't think they've really built it right. There's some evidence way over there, if you guys can see. They've actually took some dirt. It's been quite a few years ago. I think they actually raised this dam up around here. You guys can see that little shelf right there. I think that may have been the original dam that come around here at some point in time. They enlarged this, made it bigger. It's a bunch of stumps and trees and crap down in the center of the dam. So what our plan is, we're going to leave the center of it alone. It's plenty deep in there, things you guys can see. What our plan is to get rid of some of this mud and stuff out of this dam, shove it up here in this big hole, and we're going to cut a new keyway here in the backside and bring a bunch of this jar of dirt off this knob, build a new dam and a keyway in the backside here. So hopefully all this dirt, it seems dry enough up here that we can reuse. It's just that dam is so soft and wet down there. Dad's been draining it down, but that whole pile of stuff's all goop. We're going to try to get it shoved up there with the wide track 850. You guys seen us, we've been running this 250G John Deere excavator. All this stuff's for sale on our website too, so you guys looking for some stuff, it's all for sale. So say we put 30-inch pads on this 850J military dozer to help flotation a little bit. There's actually, these dozers are actually heavier than the civilian ones by about 2,500 pounds. And then you add some wider pads, they're a little bit heavier, but by the time you do the math and stuff, I think this tractor's like 7 psi on the ground pressure. That one's getting up around 8 psi, so it's still lighter on its feet, even though it is a little heavier. So, did you get it off?
It's hot.
It's hot.
It's like,
it's been off for an hour.
yeah.
Did you get it unplugged?
Yeah, I got it unplugged. I
Okay.
need something to pry it up.
Did you put the wiggle to it?
Yeah.
It kind of gets stuck in there. Might have to get a little hammer and tap it a little bit out of the truck. You have to get a couple of screwdrivers, Tucker.
You need something?
Don't want to come out of its home. There she comes.
You need grease or something on these O-rings?
Possibly. Yeah, that one's stuck. Open there, you can see it should be shut like this new one. You guys see that valve shut? This one's got daylight under it. Definitely our problem.
Go down.
I need a telephone pole or a long straight limb about 20-foot long and grab a hold of them, reach out there and scratch that, make the rest of that drain out.
I did that with the beach limb.
Huh?
You can go ahead and tighten that up, Tucker. All right, we got all the, got the EGR valve calibrated. Put our computer up, got all the codes cleared. No warning lights. Take it out and run it a little bit and see what else pops up. We just got this tractor in last week. Went through it, changed all the fluids and filters, and like I say, the boys put those 30-inch pads on it. We had tensions of running it up here, so the reason we did all that, it's soft. So I'm gonna take it out, run it a little bit, and see how everything does. Did get a new fuel cap port. The fuel cap was leaking up there. Got the big old tow chain out. Dad actually hung that yellow 850 up the other day. I'll put a video in here of that.
Somebody's got the dozer stuck.
So that was actually down in there. We got stuck with that standard 850J over here. Like I said, this is an 850J wide track now, so we're gonna try to get some of that dirt up there and wet dirt and shove it over here in this hole. Try to shove this mud out here. I don't know how long this is gonna last. Not looking good. Up here mixing up that sloppy dirt with some wetter dirt. Hopefully I can get through it. Getting pretty wet. We just have to shove it up here as far as we can, then throw it over part of the excavator and go again. Got a little bench cut in there. I can only shove that mud so far. I can't get it up the other side, so Dad's gonna drive down that bench here and shuttle that mud up on that bank a little farther. That way I can keep on shoving the rest of this stuff up that way. It's a slow task, but we'll get her eventually. mud there. Good news is the dozer's fixed. See that green light? It's actually reversing the engine fan right now. They'll do that about every hour or so. You can adjust how quick you want that to come on and off. I think you can even go down to like 15 minutes. So if you suck in a bunch of trash and stuff and the radiator side screens, the fan actually turns around, blows backwards and blow all that stuff out. So we're gonna keep on shoveling all this mud and stuff up here, and hopefully getting a little bit of dry dirt. So, but yeah, our EGR valve's fixed. I don't know if I told you guys, but actually these machines will derate after a little bit. It was derating 20% of the engine power, so it was down, you know, probably these things are like 200 horse, so it was down 20 horsepower, which makes a big difference. So got that all fixed, no more code, so we're gonna keep on pushing here. Alright, got most of the mud shoved out over there. We're taking some dirt out of the old dam here now. It's actually pretty wet too, so we can bring in some drier dirt. Dad's kind of throwing some out there and I'm shoving it. Dam's all saturated and wet. You guys can kind of see the ruts up here where the dozer's sinking in. We're getting there, a little bit at a time. A little soft in there. It's like Jello. Alright, you just see me get stuck. Dad about got stuck in there. This section here is like jello. It's where all that water was saturated through that dam. Made this all wet. We're gonna try to dip this out the excavator and throw it back behind there and see what we got going on. See if we got any decent ground underneath of it where we can maybe get this section out. Move on. It's a big old mess for sure. Trees that buried in there from a long time ago. What a mess. Tree stump. Hard to believe they just shoved all that crap in there and shoved dirt over top of it. Alright, Dad's gonna keep on digging that out the rest of the day. I'm not going to bore you guys with that. What our plan is, that's going to go ahead and be our keyway. He's going to dig it the rest of the way out, down to that virgin grade and get all that trash and crap out of there. It's pretty obvious why the old pond was leaking. So he's going to dig that notch on out there. And then what we'll do, probably tomorrow, everything looks okay, we'll get some of this dry dirt off this knob, shove down there and pack in that keyway there. I think is the game plan. So we'll probably do like this half, get up above grade, then we'll go tackle the other half of the pond. So if you guys like what you've seen today, give me a big thumbs up. It helps me out a bunch. I'm gonna cut this video kind of short so you don't get stressed out too long. And hopefully we'll get to move some of this dry dirt, because this stuff up here is, or back here, is mud for sure. So you having fun yet, Tucker? Maybe. Shoveling out mud's fun, isn't it? Maybe. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.